Mikel, mixed feelings or just pure frustration that you haven't got the win today?
Yeah, very frustrated we haven't won because with the dominance and the control that we have, especially in the first half, we have to put the keeper under much more pressure, but the final ball, the final action was missing.
Ruben, you said this week it was a question of your players surviving for this game. They did a lot more than that, didn't they?
Yes, it helped when you don't suffer a goal and you score a goal, then you feel it, the energy in the stadium. I think we did well. Of course, we don't want to play like this in the future. I'm not saying the part of being competitive or playing to win, because we play to win, but just expecting a little bit more, giving to the opponent more time with the ball. We don't want to play like that. Manchester United cannot play like that. But in this moment, we try to win games.
On that free kick from Bruno, was there a little bit of a miscalculation on how far back you all were?
Well, no, that's where Anthony had sprayed the line, and we did feel like we was quite far back, and we said we're far back, so we stood forward a little bit more, but it still felt a little bit too far. Obviously a great free kick from Bruno with his individual quality.
What we want to find is this consistency of being at the top again, knowing that every game that we will go, they will fear us, we will dominate, even if before we enter on the pitch. So that's the type of feeling that we want to create.
You come here, you are playing for what we are playing, and you want to win the game. And today's frustration.
We'll come on to Arsenal in just a moment. So much debate post-match about how far back the wall was for the Manchester United goal. So it was about 11 yards away from the ball. And discussion about David Raya's role in it as well. What are your thoughts?
I thought it was a bit harsh, not just being part of the goalkeepers union, but I felt it was a bit harsh. I thought it was a really good execution from Bruno. Yes, the wall was too far back. That's probably the referees either had big steps or he just miscounted perhaps, Chappers. But you can see it's too far away, and Bruno knows that as well. We can see by the graph it's 11.2 yards away, too far back, and it gives Bruno that advantage. Now we'll look at David Raya in a second. He picks up a bit of a strange position. You see the position he picks up here behind the goal. He's sort of saying to Bruno, can you put it in that side? There's a gap there. Watch your movement, that moves across. And then Xerxes, watch his movement as well. He pushes Partey into the gap, and what that does do now, when Bruno steps up, now David Raya can't see anything.
So he can't see the ball at all?
He can't see the ball. He can't see when it's struck. He's in a bit of trouble now at this stage. So if we just roll it on there now, when the ball actually comes over the wall, we'll sort of pause it here again. This is when David Raya picks up the flight of the ball now. So maybe 16 yards from goal. And now he's got to react. You see he has to come across. And I think with the ball being 11 point whatever yards it was away from the thingy, Bruno can hit it with more pace. And I think it's a good free kick.
Yes, I just want to ask you on David Raya's position here, because for me, I think he's way too far over, but then strangely he adjusts his position and comes back towards the centre of the goal before Bruno's like 3 yards away from the ball. So, what's the reasoning for that?
I haven't got an answer in a sense, because I would never start there. But my only sort of thought plan would be he must be trying to get into Bruno's head, maybe like a bluffing game. I'll show him so much that side, so he can only go that way.
But could Bruno hit it where Raya is at the moment? Could he?
He could, yeah. I've done that before. No, he could, of course he can. And David Raya obviously adjusts his position from there. But as Shay said, I think he is trying to play a few games to force Bruno to go over the wall. But I still think he should save it. Bruno has struck it really well, but I still think he should save it.
Well, take nothing away from Raya's second half performance. He was absolutely brilliant, Mark, second half. This is one of the reasons Arteta brought him to the club. Brilliant save from Mazwari. No right to save. That's his reaction. Doesn't matter how you keep it out. He got his shin on it, kept it out of the goal. This is from Xerxes inside the 6 yard box again. Standing big, getting a block. He's had to close his leg really quick here. How many times you see that come through the keeper's legs? It's a fantastic reaction. And this is an injury time. This gets Arsenal a point today. Watch this for a save from Bruno. This is top class. And see the way he slides and gets it back up. He goes on his back side, goes round his back. Watch this action here. If he goes up on his side here, he doesn't get up quick enough. It's a reaction we've seen before from David Raya. He spins round, he gets up super fast. Great save. Yeah, and there's the great Dane at the end. I mean, he's had a few top performances at Old Trafford, that man, and he's just given a wee pat in the back to say well done today.
He strikes me as one of the best at recovering to make the second save, get him back up.
Yeah.
Is he?
Well, yeah, I think David Raya's stature, people say he's not that big, and I used to have that when I played as well, not that big for a goalkeeper, but his agility, his quickness around the goal, he's probably one of the best, if not the best, at getting up and flying around the goal. Brilliant today.
So much discussion about where Arsenal's goals are coming from at the moment. Declan Rice has slightly adapted his position for you.
Yeah, he has. I was really impressed with Declan today, and I think from Declan's point of view, we tend to see him as more of a whole midfield player, or keeping that balance in the middle of the pitch. But I was really impressed today. If you watch him here, he's the one making the forward runs. He's threatening Manchester United's back line, and yet the ball doesn't come off for him here. But there's so many times today that he made these forward runs, and here you see he pulls out to the left, and then as it comes here, as you pause it here, you look at De Ligt, and this is Declan showing how clever he is and how much he reads the game on the pitch. So he waits for De Ligt to step out, and then as De Ligt steps out, he tries to come into that space which De Ligt leaves behind him. And again, each ball kept coming round his chest or his neck, so it made it difficult for him, but he was making the right movements here. And here, I think this is a two-man job. He's in a position where Casemiro doesn't know whether he's picking him up, De Ligt doesn't know whether he's picking him up, and then he's always constantly threatening with that running behind. And again, it's a difficult one for him to control, but he was always threatening that back line today. And then here, he's back in a more position we probably associate with Declan Rice, so he's a little bit deeper here. But what I like about this is, again, he's clever and he's thinking about the game. And then he sees Arsenal getting to Manchester United's penalty area. Manchester United have got 9 players in there, and he just holds the space, so he doesn't want to go in there. There's too much traffic in there. He holds the edge of the box, waits for the ball to come back to him, and then that's a fantastic finish from...
You see
here, he just uses the defender's body, he's curled it away from the goalkeeper, and it's unstoppable. But here, helping his teammates out, obviously, Højlund could do better, but that is a fantastic tackle, and you see his celebration, and in the end, that has got Arsenal a point out of the game.
He celebrates that as much as he celebrated the goal, didn't he? And the stats show how much he dominated it, Wayne, really, in every kind of facet.
Yeah, no, and I think if you look here, obviously he gets the goal, possessions won, he's first on that list, found third entry, he's first on that list, touches in the opposition's box, first on that list, and passes in the found third, second. So he showed it midweek in the Champions League as well. He's playing a different game, he's playing in a more advanced role, and I think he's thriving in it.
The first half was really poor, wasn't it? And evidenced by the fact it took up about 1 minute of that edit. And then the rest of the game took up about 13 minutes of it. Yeah. But Manchester United upped their intensity in that. They were flat in the first, but they upped it in the second.
I think whatever Ruben said at half-time, he definitely had, a strong word at half-time. They played higher up the pitch second half, and I think Xerxes was a big part of it. There was too much in the first half, bouncing off. We see here, Mark, really strong, holding the ball up. And what that does, if your striker can hold it up, it gets your team up the pitch. And we highlight Dallo and Mazraoui here. This is the 2 wing-backs. Since Ruben's come to the football club, they talk about the wing-back so much. This would be the perfect goal from one wing-back to the other wing-back. Yeah, we spoke before about Raya, but it's unlucky not to have a goal. And again, young Heaven making his Premier League debut today. He's only 18 years of age, come from Arsenal, and maybe it's a match made in heaven at the back with the young man. With the young man coming on at half-time. But he didn't look out of place. He looked comfortable. He looked confident in his position. But when you like this as well, higher up the pitch.
I think second half, Manchester United have more possession in Arsenal's half of the pitch, and that allows them to get players forward and more bodies forward. But more importantly, I think it allows Bruno Fernandes to get involved more, a bit close to the goal. And he's the player who's creating and scoring goals for Manchester United. But here, this one, he's creative, he uses imagination, and another day he puts that in the top corner. And again here, Højlund, a lot of talk about him not scoring goals, but his movement here is fantastic. He goes once, checks back, goes again, does everything right, gets a good contact on it. It's the only great defender from Gabriel, saves him getting his goal. But then the flip side of that here, Højlund does well, he's putting his body about. Garnacho gets the ball, he's running. So if you just watch Højlund here, so now you need that desire to get in the penalty box. He doesn't, he goes to go, and then for some reason he stops. If he carries on his run, he'll finish his run round about the 6-yard box. So Bruno gets a shot. If he carries on his run there, he gets a tap in, he gets the winning goal for Manchester United. So when you're short on confidence, you've got to make sure that you make that penalty box and put yourself in a position where you can score. So I think that's something which you can improve on.
Is that just a confidence thing? When you watch him, do you just think he needs one to bounce off his knee or something and give him a lift? Or is he just a bit mashed at the moment about what's expected of him?
As a striker for Manchester United, when you're not scoring goals, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of people talking about you. Can you do it for Manchester United? I think the best thing to do is simplify it, and obviously making the runs into the penalty box is as easy as it comes. You have to make them runs, but simplifying your game, getting the ball, laying it off, getting in the box, getting the ball out wide, getting in the penalty box, putting yourself in the best positions to score goals. If you do that, you will get the chances and you will...
And your teammates finding you.
And your teammates, obviously, to be a forward, 9 times out of 10, you're relying on your teammates to give you chances and put the ball in the box or slap balls in behind. Maybe he hasn't been doing that. He hasn't been getting that service of late, but I've got faith in him. I think he's a good player. He works hard. I think that's really important as well. I think he just needs that goal. Once he gets it, they'll all start going in.
More puns coming up, have you?
No, that's it for the night.
All right.